Welcome, Instagram Live. This is Chaplain Anthony James coming at you live and direct. Just glad to be in the land of the living. You know, just touching bases with you again. Talking about community awareness, community involvement. With all this stuff going on with the pandemic. With the social distancing and everything. We got the election coming up shortly. So glad to be, like I said, in the land of the living and covering some of the stuff that we need to cover. This is just real talk. This is the slogan, and just making sure that I cover whatever I need to cover. And it's all good. It's all fair. As God continue to bless, I'm going to continue to push forward. And, just making sure I make sure some things happen. It's just all good. So, let's get it. Let's go. But as we know, we've been talking about, becoming a parent partner, amongst other things that we've been covering. It's like a snowball effect. As you continue to move forward and talk about things continue to happen. I believe if you stay on a positive note, positive things will continue to happen. If you stay on a negative note, negative things, continue to happen. So we're just trying to be positive here. We're trying to just walk this thing out. And, we're just making some things happen. And so all in all, I'm actually in New York right now. It's my little, vacation little spot. But, just to, talk about some, even on my vacation, I mean, I'm still here making some things happen, because the work don't stop. You know what I mean? The work don't stop. So it's all about, pulling things together and making things happen. And so at the end of the day, we make sure we have to move as one body, as one man, so it's all good. So yeah, let's go. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, chap? What's going on?
What's good with you?
Nothing much, man. Just getting in from the workhouse. What's going on with you? How you enjoying your trip?
Man, it's all good. It's a blessing, man. I'm here, man. Took time out to letting just letting, God know that just because I went somewhere, that don't mean I ain't obedient. I ain't doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So if I could take time, because I get up early, man. I move early. So I woke my daughter up early. She ain't used to getting up early on Saturdays, but I said, you with me now, let's go.
She
You know
stayed
what I
with you
mean?
tonight, or you got with her this morning?
Nah, she good. I dropped him off. I'm chilling. I need
Okay.
some downtime, you know what I mean, right quick, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because I've been
Yes, sir.
running since I got here, but it's all good. It's all love.
Yes,
I
sir.
was able to see my granddaughter for the first time, one of them anyway. You know what I mean? I got two more I gotta, grab hold to, and that's coming next. So,
Yeah.
grandson. So, but other than that, my daughters, they've been everything is good. My parents as well, man. It's a blessing to see them. They still mobile. They still moving with their right mind. Got the energy, and that makes me feel good. So, just makes me feel more empowered. You know what I mean? So, I needed this trip just to lay eyes on them. You know what I mean? And feel their energy. Let them know that they let me know that we good. Run,
Yes, sir.
run. You know
Yes,
what
sir.
I mean?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
yeah,
sir. Yeah.
that's what's going on, man. But yeah, touching with this just continuing to talk about what we've been talking about, man, just community awareness, man. And we've been on this, becoming parent partners, man. But, it's time to move this thing right along because we can't stay in one place too long, So we hit enough of that. So now we on just moving forward movement,
You know,
as good.
I was watching something with Puff Daddy this morning or yesterday, one of them, and he's starting a black politician party. You know what I mean? And And what do you think that would be beneficial for the community? Like I know I'm not speaking about politics, because I don't really want to get into politics, but I'm just, do you think that or we don't even have to go there, but I know we speaking about community, you know what I mean?
Right.
And this thing that he was speaking on was speaking about the community. Certain things that we need to get, for certain things, and we don't get it. You know what I mean? And I was just thinking like, because to me, when you have somebody of his stature doing something like that, like I believe that's something from God. You know what I mean? Because he don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like those type of people, they really don't have to, build bridges. You know what I mean? So do you think that that's a part of the community building? You know what I mean? Like
I
as far as
mean,
all the tools that we're gonna need to really rebuild the community. You know what I mean? Because go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Finish what you're saying.
Yeah, because I just believe it's going to take more than financial. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to take more than financial. It's going to take, you know, like what we're doing as far as ministry. We have to guide souls to God. And also build. You know what I mean? And I'm just trying to see. Do you think that would have a direct, cross with rebuilding the community, or is that something that you don't even really think would be beneficial to the community?
I mean, anything would be beneficial to the community, man, as long as it's forward movement, because it needs to be a camaraderie. It needs to be different people like Puff Daddy. See, what people don't understand with Puff Daddy, they better be looking closely. Puff Daddy is up under Bishop T.D. Jakes. You understand what I'm saying? So I pay close attention to what's going on. So when you say that, I was just hoping that, okay, you was gonna follow with that. So he listen, he ain't playing this thing. He's moving with God. So I mean, he may be doing other things on the other side, but his heart, I know his heart. I see him constantly in those meetings. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Getting refueled, and he's up under some teaching that's why he's coming like that, because without solutions such as things from elected officials, you can't move.
Right.
You can't move. God ain't gonna let you do nothing without connecting with elected officials. He ain't gonna let you do it. I mean, because there's some in there that's are of God, and they really want change. And so those we do, yeah, marketplace ministry, of course, just like our mentorship programs, substitute fathers, men of vision exposed, we have to tap into organizations that's moving like that, because we have to render to do what Caesar's. So we have to tap in to the only way we're going to tap into the community, we got to tap into resources that people are doing things, such as we got to get people on our side to see what we're doing so they can put some wind,
Behind those skills.
right, so that way we can move. And so our thing is, I believe our mandate is we trying to bring healing to this thing. You know what I'm saying? We got the pieces, we got some pieces, but God really is trying to initiate and inject healing into this people, because without healing, I don't care what you get.
Right.
It's gonna mess up, because it's gonna be in angry people's hands. Like that's what's been happening in the past. That's what's been happening in the past. Angry people, nervous people, people that just selfish people. It needs to be in the right hands when this thing is passed to the people. And so, yeah, I mean, Puff Daddy, man, I mean, he put his hands to what he's doing. It's working. So, hey, why not? I mean, you just can't say, oh, we're gonna put it in the hands of somebody that go to church all the time.
Right.
Man, half of them live in foul.
Right.
Half of them don't have confidence. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it to somebody that's gonna run with this thing. You know what I mean? And then we connect as a body. You know what I mean? And that's why this marketplace ministry is so important, because man, we running and we gonna connect with people like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we have to come on here and put our stuff out there. But our mandate is, God is saying we have to pump healing, because without healing, I mean, you can't get it just by listening to what we're saying.
Right.
You got to tap in to what we're saying. You know what I mean? As
Right.
far as find out what God is saying to you, not us. We can't tell you what God is saying to you. We basically hearing what God is saying to us, and we're mandated to put this work out here. So this is work, and this is part of it. This is just part of it.
Right, right,
It's a
right.
head, you know.
And that's funny you said that.
Right?
It's funny you said it's only part of it because I've been really studying. I've been really tapping in. You know what I mean? And I've been getting feedback. And it's been like regardless of how things look, like even right, like even with me and you, chap. I could use just for an example, right? Like when we first not I ain't gonna even say first, but not up until long ago. I was on the platform, the co-founder just to my thought process, like I said, was just to push the founder. You know what I mean? My thing was I'm just a shadow to the founder. Like I need to push the founder. And up until recently, it came to me, it's deeper than that. You know what I mean? We are leaders, you know what I mean? Like, we, you know what I mean? Not just chap, we are leaders, you know what I mean? So, you know, um, with that being said, with this stuff, like with this body, you know what I mean? Because I believe that, like you said, when you made that connection, like with Diddy and TD Jakes. So, with Puff Daddy and TD Jakes, so that evidently Puff Daddy is very spiritual. You know what I mean? And I believe that once they come across people like us, you know what I mean. I believe that it's gonna like instead of us looking up to them, they're gonna be looking up to us. Like not looking up, but really on a. It's like with a with a husband and wife. You know what I mean. Only time they equal is when they laying down. You know what I mean. And I think like that is something like what we have going on. And not to say that equal as far as in anything other than just strength and weakness for as far as woman and man. You know what I mean? Like but I feel like with Diddy, with Puff Daddy and us, I feel like we gonna be on this same kind of frequency. You know what I mean? Even though he's probably more established, of course, but I believe that, like I say that, and that's just my belief. Like I believe that it's not for us to go and and be starstruck or feel like we just a fly on the wall. Like I believe we're gonna go in there and really, give our input and really be respected. What you say about that, chap?
Man, I ain't starstruck, man. Listen, if a person is starstruck, God can't use him then.
Right.
We're in the fourth quarter, man. Listen, the only way a person could be starstruck right now is because they're not studying to show their self-approval. Mm-hmm. Then they don't know who they are. Mm-hmm. And then that takes confidence. Mm-hmm. That takes every day digging in, finding out what you're supposed to be doing, what your purpose is, right, and what God's purpose is for your life. And once you tap into what your God-given purpose is, man, it don't matter I don't care if Tyler Perry, Oprah, listen, man, they bleed the same blood we bleed. Right. They just work hard like we working hard. They just got to a place in their life where it pays off the certain type of dividend that it's paying. You know what I'm saying? See, me, I ain't looking for, listen, it's not about what they have or who they inspired to be. It's about what God has called us to do, because at the end of the day, man, we rich. Right. We rich in stature. And so the bottom line is the money is the lowest of the totem pole of prosperity. So it's not about how much education a person got. It's, are you willing to answer the call that God is giving out now? That's the bottom line. Are you willing, and are you able? You know what I mean? Because some people may be willing, but they may not be able. Some people may be able, but not be willing. You know what I mean? So you have to have both of those components to do this thing, to walk this thing out. You have to be willing and able. And the only way you're going to be willing and able, you got to get around people that's already doing it. Right. And then we add to that puzzle. Like we have a puzzle that we have missing pieces. Mm-hmm. We have a marketplace ministry. We have a puzzle that we have some pieces that need to be filled. Just like Puff Daddy and them. They looking for artists. They looking for different things, but this is a totally different thing. That's music. We on the ground roots. We trying to disable and disarm the foolishness, the rhetoric that's going on. So that's what our training's about. And I know I'm highly I come highly recommended in that area, and I'm sure you do,
Right.
because everybody can't get out there and do this,
Man, you know
because
what?
this is
I don't mean to cut you off, but it's so weird, right? Because like I said, this is weird how my mind is just turning around, like how I used to feel like my obligation or my duty was to push other people. You know what I mean? Like push you, hey, push, let me push you, let me push you, let me push you. But now it's like I say, now it's like, man, I need to really start looking at myself. You know what I mean? Because I believe that I am one of the chosen ones. You know what I mean? That's able and willing to go out and do the work. You know what I mean? Like, interested don't mean you qualified. You know what I mean? So what I believe, I'm qualified. I have the qualifications, and I believe I'm interested. So, I believe that it's more to what I was seeing at first. And it's just so weird how everything is really coming to fruition. You know what I mean? And I'm really loving it. Like when I say loving, that's not an exaggeration. Like I'm loving how my vision and how everything is changing up, right in front of my eyes. Like I say, even at first, I feel like it was my obligation to push others forward, but now I feel like it's my obligation to push us forward. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of sort of like no. At first, I was like, oh no, I don't want to. Nah, that ain't for me. That's for you. You can do that. You know what I mean? You can do that, but it's not for me. But now I believe it is. I believe now it is for me, and it's for us. You know what I mean? Because I'm a part of something. You know what I mean? So, I'm just excited about what's to come. What we got going on. God and souls to God. And it's weird because not too many people are doing the way we're doing it. You know what I mean? So, it's just a beautiful thing, though, chap. Just a beautiful, beautiful thing to come into it. And it's so, like I say, it just got me feeling a certain kind of way because my whole mindset was different. You know what I mean? And I basically, long story short, I'm trying to say, if you keep on walking and you keep on going, if you don't understand, or if you have an understanding and God change it, it's all for the greater good, man. It's all for the greater good. You know what I mean? Just go to God, man. Stay in God's presence. In however you feel is feasible, but you have to stay in God's presence. Like that's our main thing. Like and let me ask you this, chap. Let me ask you this. What if you put it in numeral order, 1 through 3? You said we doing healing, right? So what would you say healing rank? 1, 2, or 3, and the other two would be God and souls to God. God and souls to God, healing, and leading. Like how would you rank those 3? Like 1 being the most important, and 3 being kind of what God and souls to God, healing, and leading. What would you say that's the top?
healing has to be first, because without healing you can't do nothing. You ain't gonna be you're not gonna be powerful. You're not your steps are not going to be the way you need them to be without the healing. And
Okay.
then leadership has to take place. You know what I mean? You have to have leadership qualities. You have to know, what I'm saying, how to lead and not dictate. You know what I mean? And then the third one was what?
God and souls to God.
Guiding souls of God. Because without those first two, you can't guide anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? You can't guide anybody without being healed and then knowing how leadership works and operates, because you have to be healed first to be able to humble yourself to lead people. Because if you leading people, you angry and you disgruntled, you're going to lead them down a dead end, or you're going to lead them down some destruction. And so that's where, guiding souls to God comes third, because guiding souls to God, you have to be healed to be able to do that, man. You have to be healed. You know what I mean? So in that order,
So,
yeah, healing, leadership, and then guiding to God. I would put it in that order, in that order, because it's all about training. That's in anything you do. And you go to a job, you try to advance on the job. You start off as a worker. You understand? Then you keep being productive. And the manager or supervisor see you being productive. You ain't gossiping. You just doing your work, because you're really trying to get your pay. You understand? Me personally, I go to work. I don't go to make friends.
Right.
I go to earn a living. I go to do my job, be
Right.
productive,
Right.
and that's how the promotion comes.
Right.
God ain't trying to use nobody to talk. You know, you supposed to be doing your job, but you off your focus because you talking to everybody. You chasing skirts. You doing this, you doing that. So God is saying, you know what? I want to use you, but now you over there right now. So stay on over there, and I'm gonna use the one that's really trying to be used. You know what I'm saying? Because what you do, and a lot of times people think God is going to promote them by them going to God. No, he says, render due to Caesar. If
Right.
you have a boss over you, you got to follow what that boss is saying. If he's telling you, yo, take your lunch break, you got a 15-minute lunch break, and then you got a half-hour lunch break, and you stay on your 15-minute for a half hour, you're wrong. Now you're cheating.
Right.
So you think God going to trust you to lead for him? Nah, man, you done raw 15 minutes. You think it's not a lot.
Yeah.
You think it's not a lot. And see, that's what that is. Healing. Now, once you get healed, you ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? Once you understand how that works, you know, and so it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. Training is so important, man. It's really imperative, man, because a lot of times we want things, you know. No lie, man. I got to say this, man. Me and my daughter was in Target, man, right? And a female had a shirt on. Right?
Right.
It said, broke, but I'm still shopping.
Yeah.
Yo, that my daughter fell out laughing, but it was, you know, it made it, I was like, wow. She was wearing it too. Yeah, I'm broke, but I'm still shopping. You know what I'm saying? So what did that tell you? Just what we can tie it into what we're talking about. You gotta get things has to be in order. I know it could have been a shirt that she just was wearing, but it rung something in my head, man, because everything I put my eyes on, I'm like, wow, God, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because now we want promotion.
Right.
And to me, man, promotion comes from God. If you do what's right, keep on doing it. You may not see it right now, but it's working. It's in the working. It's in the, you know, works. And so we don't take the time a lot of times to sit back and reflect on what we do
Right.
for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So it is, you know, this community thing, man, community involvement, this community awareness is a big deal. You know what I mean? But you have to approach this thing with humility. Right. You have to approach this thing with a sense of gratitude, you know, and you can't have a beatitude doing this work. Because it's a lot of beatitudes out there waiting on you. You see what I'm saying? So you got to come at this thing like, yo, listen, man, you know what? I know God has called me to do this work, but let me work on my house first. And so when you start working on your house, you start seeing things in your own life. So that way you can straighten some things out. And then you can go, I submit to you. Don't do it the other way. Don't go outside doing it first, hoping that things work in your house when you, no. Start home, man. Start home. I'm telling you, start home. Start home, for real. Because, you know, we can't sit on here and just talk a bunch of yada, 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 and then I'm being charged by God. Oh, yeah. I mean, listen, I don't have time to get on here and talk a lot of drama and lies and all that. We just telling you what we feel God is saying to us, and we're putting the message out there. It's almost like a warning. You know what I mean? And matter of fact, almost it is a warning. But I take the warning to me first, though, because if God's speaking this stuff to us, I got to try this in my own house first. You know what I mean? If I can sit up here and say, God said this, I'm at least going to try on me first.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's what it came to me. It came to us first, Marketplace Ministry, whatever we putting out here. So let's work on, and if somebody has something similar to what we have, work at home. Start at home. This is where it has to start. We right now, we in our comfort of our homes, man. We somewhere getting and putting in work. We ain't sitting, we ain't sleeping on no couch. We ain't watching no TV right now. We tapped into this social media trying to get something to somebody so they can change up.
Man, Chap,
you know what I mean?
Man, I was just saying that, man, I love the grind that I'm on right now. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because it's a grind that not too many people can see and understand. You know what I mean? Like you know, people might just see me on live. You know what I mean? Not knowing where I just came from or what I've been doing. You know what I mean? All day, and it just and I'm loving it because it's pushing me to um uh, other levels. You know what I mean? Even as far as their work, you know what I mean? I don't even be tired like I used to be tired. My body not even aching like it used to ache. You know what I mean? It's like instead of me trying to find ways to go home, I'm trying to find things to stay at work. You know what I mean? And I'm using this job to be able to transfer that once we get what we got to get. You know what I mean? And it's like I just want to stay active. I just want to stay busy. I just want to stay in a loop because I understand once we really get to move, we're gonna really be moving. You know what I mean? Because like I say, I'm the co-founder, and I know how I plan on moving. You know what I mean? I know, like, we got like this year, by the grace of God, He didn't see fit for us to really move in a fashion that we wanted to. But I believe he put that to the side so this year can be double foul trouble. You know what I mean? And one thing about it is that if you know God, you have to be prepared. You know what I mean? You have to be prepared and like they say, study show yourself approved. And it's not just your mind, it's your body. Your body is the temple. You know what I mean? So your body has to be ready for God's work. You know what I mean? Like you say, if you're not ready, God to get a rock to do it. You know what I mean? So
Man.
you have to be ready, and that's something like what you're doing. You getting yourself together. Like you say, it's like hey, I'm about to get ready to go do this thing. You know what I mean? I want to, let you see you guys before things really, you preparing yourself. You know what I mean? You get with your loved ones. You letting them know what's really going on. You know what I mean? So you don't even really letting them know. It's just
Nah,
you just embracing them right now. You're embracing them like, hey, because once this thing turn, you know, being to answer your question, being prepared mean ready. If you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. You know what I mean? And I believe we have to get prepared for God's kids. I believe that God is calling His kids, His people, and we have to be prepared for them because even like a shepherd, he has to be skilled, you know what I mean, in certain areas because, like Chap say, if you're not leading the sheep the right way, they'll jump off the cliff. You know what I mean? So you have to be prepared for his people, but for what's to come. I remember me and you was talking at work, and we were saying something about when they came to the Red Sea. When they came to the Red Sea, and everybody was questioning, like, hey, what we going now? What we going now? What we gonna do? We at the end, like, and if he wasn't prepared, he couldn't have, showed the leadership and the wisdom to keep those people, um, calm. Yeah. So, Chap, what you think about that, Chap? You answer the question too for Lil Ant, man. Let's see what you got to say.
nah, man. I mean, you right on point, my brother. You right on point. Preparation is everything. You know what I mean? That's just like anything you do. That's just like before you take a race. You know what I'm saying? You gotta condition your body to be raced. You can catch cramps. You can catch all this if you're not used to taking certain type of vitamins or stretching and different things. So preparation is everything, and based on what we're talking about in this preparing for the people, God is once you tap into God's resources, then He's preparing you for the spiritual and the mental. You understand? And then we have to be prepared for our physical, meaning that we have to eat right. We have to eat better. We have to drink water. You understand? Because this is something that, man, your body will get fatigued. You know what I'm saying? So now the people, you can't be out there trying to help people out and you broke down.
Right.
They more in shape than you are. So who helping who? You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, it's just that, you know, we have to complete each other. We have to enlighten each other. We have to, even if I'm weak, you have to help me get strong.
Right.
If we move it together,
Right.
you understand? So it's not about a person being more prepared than the other.
Right.
It's just if you prepared, then you really supposed to help me
Right.
get prepared. If
Right.
you say you walking with me,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? That's what God wants to, like He told Peter. He said, Peter, man, when you get strengthened, you need to strengthen your brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because they was going through some things, man. The disciples was weak, but He pulled Peter out. He said, yo, man, when you get strengthened, you need to strengthen your brothers. And that's what we at right now. because God is strengthening us. We got to strengthen the people that he's sending us to help. You know what I mean? That could be Puff Daddy. That could be any one of them. Because I'm telling you, in the end times, I don't care how much money you got. Man, listen, man. Money is a tool. Money is the lowest thing on the totem pole of prosperity. You understand? Health is your wealth. You know what I mean? If we're mentally healthy, we're spiritually healthy, we're physically healthy, man, we wealthy. You see what I'm saying? We're wealthy. The money is just a byproduct.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, in the end day, ain't no doctors ain't gonna be able to do nothing with nobody. They're gonna be like, man, listen, all you did was fed me medicine for 30 years.
Right.
Made me fat, made me obese, made me da-da-da, made me grow hairs out of my butt or something. I don't know. But I'm just saying,
right.
What God has for you, he'll have you fasting to get rid of those impurities in your body. You see what I'm saying? That's preparation right there. And a lot of times people think fasting and healing is of the past, but I submit to you, it's not. It's not. I'm telling you, that's why we strong. That's why we showing up on here strong. We doing this stuff.
Right.
We doing this stuff. Listen, I don't take no real anything, supplements, anything. I drink a lot of water and I take vitamin and I sleep. I rest. I get my rest. That's why I'm looking like do I look like I'm 55? You see what I'm saying? So that's what is going, is preparation. God is showing us how to do this thing in our homes first before he sends us out. Because I made a prayer. I asked God before he send me out, don't let me go out there unequipped. You see what I'm saying? So why would God give me the finances to go get ahead of myself when he know I got to get my spiritual, mental, and physical in order?
Lined up, right?
Then, right, it's a line. It lines up, and you have to be lined up in an order with God. You don't care how much prophecy you got in your body. If you're not spiritually grounded, if you're not mentally stable, and if you're not physically balanced, man, God ain't sending you nowhere, because all you're going to do is hurt the people. Sick people make people sick. Hurt people. You know, when he see you starting a regimen of that, not saying you have to be 100%, but if he see you striving every day to get to that level, he'll send you there because he know you have a regimen. But if he just see you talking and running your mouth, and then boom, you when the cameras go off, you go off.
Oh no.
No. See, that's what I'm saying. So we when the cameras go off, we still on.
Oh yeah. You know,
like when I finish down.
And
Go ahead.
Just real quick, just to enlighten the people. Like I say, man, what we mean by that is, you know, we doing the best we can with our children. You know, we checking in our children. You know, we doing checking in with family, things like that. You know, getting the house in order. You know, we doing these type of things. You know what I mean? And I know myself, it's not an overnight switch. It's not an overnight flip. You know what I mean? Because even it might be an overnight switch for me, but it's not an overnight switch for my daughter or my mother, whatever. So
Right.
we have to work on, like, but if you just ignore it, you know, you look up 3 or 4 years later, it's gonna come back and slap you in the face. You know what I mean? Because you ignored this problem and it grew. You know what I mean? And you didn't really attack it or address it like you should have. You know what I mean? So that's what we mean by you know, just not just getting on here and turn it off once we turn the camera off. Like, nah, and it's crazy. God been working on me. I mean, it's like I can't escape it. You know what I mean? I can't escape it. You know what I mean? Right. Yeah, I can't escape it, you know. And that's and I'm cool with it now. Like at first I was like, come on, man, I just want to relax for a little bit. I just want to relax for a little bit. And it's like, nah, man, you got to get prepared. He studied slamming. He slamming with information and knowledge. So again, that's what we mean by, you know, not just turning off the camera and turn off our mind and our spirit. You know what I mean? I know. Me and Chap, you know, we own this all day. You know what I mean?
Right. Listen, let me say this. The brother asked, how do you know if you chosen? Let me tell you what Jay-Z said. I'll listen to my man Hov. You understand? I know him from Marcy Projects. I don't know him personally, but I've been around in them circles. Let me tell you what he said about chosen people. He said everybody got 24 hours in a day. So the only ones who was chosen, so he's quoting what the Bible is saying, because this, I believe what he said, because the chosen ones were the ones not with the more degrees than a thermometer. The chosen ones were the ones who shows up, who says, I'll do it, God. I'll do it. I'll go and help the drug addicts. I'll go help the disenfranchised. I'll go help the financial illiterate. I'll go help the ones who need help. That's the chosen ones, the ones who show up, not the ones sit back and talk about what they're doing. It's chosen when you do what you are called to do. That's the chosen ones, you know, because we got so many people that the Bible says many are called, but few are chosen. The ones chosen are the ones who show up, the one who go to work every day and making it happen at your household. The one who making it happen at your, like you, Keith, you worked all day today. You on Instagram Live. You putting in more work. That's the chosen ones. Those are the ones, God, who's going to anoint and send out there. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, you have to always be looking for God to exalt you when you do what you're supposed to be doing. Right. Not when you have to do it. Because when you are made to do something, man, God ain't fooling with that, man. He's dealing with the ones who saying, I'll go, Lord, even if ain't no money on the table.
Oh, man, Cap, I almost threw this phone, man, because, hey, man, I almost threw this phone when you said that last, because I was waiting you to finish, because I was just going to say, like, man, I want to stay at work today, because, man, I was in my flow today. I was like, man, you know, and today kind of overtime, you know, I was like, man, I need to stay at work to make this money, but it was just like, man, I felt convicted in my spirit, because I feel like I was putting the money over my men, and I don't want to do that. You know, even bad as it good as it looks.
Nah, man. Listen,
go ahead.
Nah, this is paper. This is money. This is getting money. You understand? Because see, God, man, listen, man, they can't pay you enough money, man. You did what you do. You did your due diligence. You put your time in what you was supposed to do when you signed up for that 8-hour whatever shift you took today. But guess what? You ran home to get this real money.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's money, but this is that money that, man, this is that soul money. That's what God is after, that soul money. Each one teach one money to the point where this is going to edify you. This is going to say, you know what? Wow, man, I know I'm a little tired, but guess what, man? Hold up. Let me get on here. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on my vacation. Yeah, bump a vacation. I was smart enough to get up this morning, run around, do what I had to do. But I said when 8 o'clock come tonight, I'm in my hotel bathroom right now getting it in. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's important that we get this in. You understand? So I don't let nobody dictate what I'm supposed to do, what I'm not supposed to do. I hear from God, and I hear from people that are of God. But at the end of the day, nah, man, this thing is an everyday walk, man. When you're feeling good, when you're not feeling good. Right. You understand? Because some days you're not going to be feeling like getting on, but that's when the press comes. Oh, yeah. We have to press. Those are the chosen ones when you press forward to the high calling. You know what I'm saying? And then so we have to understand that. And that's why it's imperative. That's why I always tell you, man, we have to stay in our word, man. Right. So that way you can't get no counterfeit. You'll know when the counterfeit is coming. You know what I'm saying? You'll know when the counterfeit, because I'm telling you, man, you gonna know. You're gonna sense it. Your discernment's gonna sense it. You know what I mean? And so I hear my brother saying, so here's my question for you, Keith. Then who was to help the folks we left behind today at work? Man, somebody else gonna help them. Yeah. Whoever's qualified to help them. You feel me? Whoever's qualified. He said you left. Wasn't he there? So he got to pick that up. You listen, see, that's another thing. You know, the brother, I know that's a man, but see, nah, you can't. One thing a person can't do, that's what, see, with me, nah, man. If you come at me, I'm gonna come at you in love, but I'm gonna let you know what's really good. You know what I'm saying? Because, man, you can't, you can't be bounded to certain things. You see what I'm saying? You can't be bounded to certain things. When you left, man, that's not your responsibility. You put your work in. Now God is saying, man, now I'm gonna come get this real work. Come get this real work. Put this real work in. You see what I'm saying? You done put them time in, and that's what's up. But you know, my brother, man, you know, we gonna encourage you, brother. We gonna have him on. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We're
yeah.
gonna have him on. So that way, you know, he can get on and shine some light as well. You know, because that's what this is about. This is about light.
You know,
This
and
is about light.
I'm so thankful that he can really testify for my story. You know, and not to say that I need somebody to testify or anything like that, because you know I don't think that people would take me as a liar. You know what I mean? But you know, by the grace of God, he on here that could testify, because I really wanted to stay at work, but it was just on my spirit, like, nah, like you can't do it.
Man, listen.
You know what I mean? And
Man,
I just love the fact that, you know, like I say, my word can be backed up, because like I say, my supervisor, he just said, like, who's there to do the work, you know what I mean? All that was on my mind, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I had to come do my work for God, you know what I mean? Like, I had to.
man,
I don't know who
man.
need to hear that story. Like, hey, because some people might think,
Right,
you know,
right.
I need to go to work. But hey, man, when God said, I miss money today. You know, I lost money today at work too. You know what I mean? So, you know, it's not even about the money. You know what I mean? It's bigger than that. To me, I believe that it's a test. You know what I mean? Like, what are you? Where your heart really at? Is your heart really
Right.
on the dollar? You know what I mean? And
Right. And let me say this to your supervisor right quick, right? The bottom line is this. You choose. This is a question I have for you, sir. Who will you choose? That job or God? If it came down to it, because the job will drop you like a bad bag of dope. Listen, they'll fire you, they'll lay you off. God will never do that to you. So if God is calling you, man, a job is a job. That's what that is. We all got to pay. We got responsibilities and all this. But if God is calling you, ain't nothing to talk about. There's nothing to even discuss at all. If God is calling you, I ain't talking about, you know, another source. I'm talking about God. The
so,
Spirit of God is calling you, man, man. He'll show up at your door and man, listen, if you already know what God, I know what God does. You know, when he calls you, he don't call you for nothing. You know, it's not about bribery. It's not about none of that. It's about obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifice. So you made a sacrifice to leave and do what God is calling you to do, because that's on you. And so now God is like, wow, you did that? Okay. But boom. That's how that works. Because he know your needs. He know your desires. He know you got children. He know you got rent to pay. He know you got this to pay. God ain't crazy.
right.
But if he call you, he ain't gonna call you for nothing, man. So that's what we got to be on. We got to be on on his line, because at the end of the day, man, he'll put you out there and he gonna see what you're gonna do.
Right.
He gonna see what you're gonna do. And so the bottom line is, man, it's all about, you know, moving forward. It's all about connecting. It's all about being in the place where you need to be. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, you can say something on here that can save somebody or change somebody's life.
Right.
You know, and you can do that at your job too now.
Right.
You can, and not saying you can't do that at your job, but you know what we're standing for right now. You know
Right.
what God has. You know, this trip that I'm on, you know, I went to New York, man. This was an important situation. And
Right.
see, I didn't have to listen. I could have left this tripod home.
Right.
And I wouldn't. I packed this thing, put it in my suit. My wife was like, "Hey, I know you what you're doing." I packed this boy up and put it in my suitcase. I said, that ain't gonna stop me because I'm going to another state.
Yes,
Now
sir.
I'm not gonna do what God has called me to do because I'm in New York. I'm
Right.
gonna be distracted. I dealt with my kids. I was here since Thursday, man. Today is Saturday.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
I've been running
Yes, sir.
on purpose. So now, 8 o'clock come now, this is my time. This is God's time.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir,
see what
man.
I'm saying? I done did the selfies. I done did all that. Had my grandkid, my granddaughter, my two daughters. They done dug in my pockets. They done did all that. And, you know, my mom to my, stay over here. Come on, finish talking to me. I said, Ma, I see you tomorrow. I love you. I gotta go. She wanted me to do an Instagram live over her house. I said, no, 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 no. We're not doing that. I gotta go lock in right now. And see, when God see you moving like for him, come on, man. When God see you moving stuff out of the way for him, man, he gonna pour his super on our natural ability. So brother, it's on.
Oh yeah,
It's definitely on.
you
I
know,
done got here. I'm saying, Keith, I done got here, brother. I done went to another level here already. I done covered some tracks here already. I done connected some dots here already in New York. You understand? I done met a few people here already. When I first got here Thursday night, I spoke to some men. That was my first thing when I got here. Got blessed crazy. I blessed and got blessed. You see what I'm saying? So everywhere you tread your feet, you tread upon serpents and scorpions. That means you crushing Satan's head everywhere you go with the gospel in your mouth. You know what I mean? And we got to put this work. And this is work. This is what we're doing.
you know, yeah. And I love it. You know what I mean? But you know, I do want to you know, give my supervisor, you know, his card. Like the man worked very hard. You know what I mean? He worked very, very hard. You know what I mean? I want to publicly acknowledge him on that. You know what I mean? Because you know, I'm a fan of hard work because I work hard. You know what I mean? And to see somebody that work hard or harder than me, like, you know, I believe that I just have to get them the affirmation or credit or whatever you want to call it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I want to definitely give him that. You know, as far as he do work very hard, he is a child of God. You know what I mean? You know, but you know, I just want to see. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, I'm laughing because, go ahead, man. I'll tell you, I'm laughing.
Yeah, right. But however, I should say, however, you know, I just feel like, you know, I just feel like I can't wait to figure out what this is about. You know what I mean? Because you know, you know, I guess that's what I got to study the disciples or something, because I think that's the closest correlation I can make as far as the hidden masters. You know what I mean? And I really want to understand that more as far as, you know, how to, you know, move forward or you know, because like I say, I feel them coming out. You know what I mean? And I really want to make sure that we getting everything that we need to get. You know, so I want to figure out what it's about. Like, how do I make this, you know, mesh? You know what I mean? Like, you know, or is it supposed to mesh? You know what I mean? Like, you know, I just want to figure out what you know. I know God gonna reveal it, but I just want to understand how to approach it. You know what I mean? Because, you know, I believe even with myself, like, you know, I have something inside of me that I feel is valuable for people to see and hear. You know what I mean? So that's what make me get on live, because I believe, like I say, people need to hear what I have to say. You know what I mean? And I just believe the other hidden masters might, I don't know, you know, they might feel a certain kind, I don't know. You know what I mean? What you think about that, chap?
Man, you just got to keep doing what you're doing, brother. I've been listening. I ain't took a break. I ain't took a break since, man. I ain't took a break since last August. Okay? Non-stop. So you talking about working hard? Whew, man. But I got the energy because I get my rest. I do, and I have a family. I have a wife, I have kids. Yeah, listen, I get it in, but I make no excuses, because at the end of the day, I get my rest. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. See, I'm not a boy in this thing. I'm a man. I'm a man in this thing. I have responsibilities. Before God gave a man a woman or anything, what he give a man?
Responsibilities.
All day long. He gave you responsibility. So you have to be responsible. Ain't no excuses. Ain't nothing. Whatever you doing for the good, keep doing it. But I'm saying, everybody has their lane. You just got to know your lane. You understand? I don't care what you say or don't say. Who's ever going to get it, they're going to get it whenever they get it. You understand? Your job is just keep putting it out there. It's not even to wonder what it's going to, you don't even know. I don't know what's happening. You understand? But I know what I'm obedient to what God is saying. You understand? I know that for sure. Now, whoever's getting it, whoever wants to move from it, then I hope they do for their good, their household, and whatever else they're trying to do. But for me, man, it's a different thing. It's a different thing. I'm not about pleasing nobody. I'm trying to please God. And if I can please God, and the only way you're going to please God is have faith in God. That's it. You can't please God by doing anything. You can't work hard to please God. You can't do anything, nothing. God don't care nothing about your work and your deeds. He cares about your faith. If your faith is in God, then now he said, if you have faith small as a mustard seed, then that's what he's about. But if you walk around trying to do things and work hard and show God, man, listen, man, you're going to burn out. You're going to burn out because you can't please God working. Nah, he going to pick the one that has faith in him. You understand? He said, if you can have it just as small as a mustard seed now, because work without faith without works is dead. They go hand in hand. You have to do both. But for the most part, you got to have that faith first. You know, you have to first believe that God is is diligent and is a rewarder of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the way it goes. See, that's scriptural, man. All that scripture right there, man. And if when people tap into that, then you will know. You study to show yourself approved. And God will show you what you're supposed to be doing because he'll connect you with different people that's doing what you're supposed to do. And he'll bring people together, such as your supervisor, such as people to keep you moving forward. You understand? Because me, man, I'll lock in. I lock in all the time. I don't have a bunch of rhetoric around me. I don't have a bunch of noise in my ear. Nah, I shut it down in a minute. I'll go to sleep on you. I'll rest. I'll go to bed on you. As soon as you start talking crazy, I'm like, yo, good night. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I deal with that every day. I work at a methadone clinic, man. We service 680 people a day. 680. My clinic is open 365 days a year, 7 days a week. Man, dealing with that, you know what I'm saying? I'm a site monitor. I got to cite everything that ain't right up in that piece. If you coming in my line high, I gotta flag you. That ain't good every day when you telling people you can't come and get dosed. You telling somebody to come, they can't get high today? Man, you might get shot. But I got the spirit of God, and then it's how you do it. It's how you do it, though. You know what I mean? You know, I counsel him as well. So it's just that you got to carry many hats, even what we're doing. We have to carry many. This is just one facet of what we do, talking. This is work, but then you got to walk it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to walk the talk after that. You know what I'm saying? All this talking is, it's cool sometimes, but man, what happens if you go to 7-Eleven or go to somewhere, Quick Check or somewhere, and go somewhere at the gas station and somebody roll up on you? One of them skirts roll up on you. You know what I mean? And you unprepared. You know, you got your money, you got money in your hand at the pump, and you see one of them hookers come to you. What you gonna do then?
I ain't gonna lie, you know, one thing I can say, you know, I done got real bitter in that area, you know what I mean? Like as far as just, I done got real bitter in that area. I'm not all the way where I need, but I know I'm way better in that area, man. Like, you know, I think, go ahead.
I said, no doubt, man. You gotta get strong, man. That's what this is about, man. This work ain't just for everybody else. This work is for you. This work is for you first.
Yeah, I thank God, man. I thank God, that I got strong in that area. You know what I mean? Yeah, touching not my anointed. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, most definitely.
Oh yeah, you know, everybody got some kryptonite. Everybody got some kryptonite that they need to work. You know, you got something coming at you. You know what I'm saying? As long as you continue to work on yourself, you know what I'm saying? God will continue to reveal things to you, and so you can fight these things. You know, these spiritual warfares. You know what I mean? Because that's what it's all about, spiritual warfares, man. But if you're not trying to stay in God's face, then you're gonna get hit with all kinds of stuff. So, but that's what Marketplace Ministry is about. We here for healing. We here to uplift. We here to inspire, encourage. You know, not to deter you away from what we're talking about. We're here to pull you in. So that way, when you see us moving on one accord, then you'll understand what our talk was about.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we wasn't just talking about this thing. We real about it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, I'm getting ready to sign off here, man. You know, we ain't gonna do the 2 hour thing. You know, we ain't calling God ain't saying that tonight. You know what I'm saying? He ain't saying that tonight. He's saying, man, because you gotta use wisdom too.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? You got to use wisdom because we loaded with things to come. We just waiting to edit some of this stuff and put this stuff out there, man. We got some power pack stuff that we done put out there already that people need to hear. They need to rehear, re-listen.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean? And we gonna continue to do what we do, but we getting ready to run. We getting ready to put our foot to the ground and run now with all this other content that we already have. You know what I mean?
Man,
So
and I'm so thankful to. How much time we got? A lot of time left.
we got 5 minutes. We
Okay.
good.
Yeah, man. I'm so thankful to have 2020, man. Like all the stuff that we've been through, good and bad. You know what I mean. In 2020, man, just really give me confidence and encourages me to really, like you say, run. You know what I mean? Because like I said, we got a lot of good content out. You know what I
Right,
mean? And the best thing about it, we haven't even really jumped off the porch yet. Like we really still on the porch. Like we just screaming on the porch right now. You know what I mean? And we
right,
about
right,
to jump out. So, jump out the porch and get into your communities and things of that nature. Like I said, we were talking about Puff Daddy earlier. Just really start because I believe I'm a connector. Like I believe that's even though I believe I'm more than a connector, but I know how to even like with my supervisor and chap. Like I believe that's gonna be some magical thing. I don't know what it is, you know what I mean? But I just believe that God don't make no mistakes. And by me being a connector, I've seen some of the most, strangest things by connecting people together, you know what I mean? Because once you connect them, ain't no telling what they can, come up with together through just
right,
conversation. You know what I mean? So, once we start connecting, man, like with Pupa, it's just a lot of people that we really gonna start connecting with, and I'm just so thankful to be able to be a connector. You know what I mean? To be obedient to my calling. You know what I mean? Which is
right, right,
setting people up to really do God's work. You know what I mean? Because I'm a people person. I like to believe that. And once I get into people, I like to connect them with the people that I feel yeah, I just like to connect people, you know what I mean? And that just light my soul, like, because I believe that, if I don't have the answer or whatever for me and you, I believe it's somewhere within my circle. You know what I mean? When I say the answer, it's like, what we supposed to be doing together. Because I don't believe nothing happens for nothing. If you with somebody, you met somebody, it's not for nothing. It's for a reason, whether it be good or bad. You know what I mean? It's up to you to decipher that, So, like I said, I'm just excited, man. I'm excited about what's to come. I'm excited to show what I've been learning. I'm excited to, see people, me and Chap me. I'm just excited about everything. I love God the way He moves because, it's like a child on Christmas. You want to open some gifts up on Christmas Eve. You know what I mean? But your parent, you gotta wait till Christmas, and that's what God is saying. Like we've been wanting to move, like, but God, wait, it's not time. It's not time yet.
right,
And now he, it's like you can see it. Like you can see the sun coming through the clouds, and it's almost about that time. And it's just like I'm so excited because we've been doing this for almost a year now. You know what I mean? Since January or February, something like that. And now to see where we at and coming, it's just beautiful, man. I love it, man. Just
right,
beautiful.
right.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. And yeah, and that's what's up, man. And that's what we have to continue to hold, close to our hearts, man. You know what I'm saying? So that way we can make some things happen because, it's not about me or you, it's about us. It's about what God wants to do through us. And so whoever come aboard, it's up to us to receive them, because like I said, our circle is small.
Right.
And I discern, I'm just the type of person, me personally, I've been through so much, man. I see, I know the counterfeit.
Hmm.
I know the counterfeit. And so when you come a certain kind of way, it's no disrespect. It's no nothing, but, I'm cutting your head clean off. Because if Satan comes any kind of way near what God is calling us to do, you gotta be exposed.
Right.
So just know that, you know what I'm saying? And so we coming with love, we coming with, direction and clarity. You
Yes,
know what I'm
sir.
saying? Just understand our walk, you know what I'm saying? And so we get ready to sign off and we're gonna get back with y'all, you know what I'm saying? And just to the next time, Keith, be easy, man.